I just wanted to say, anyone that knows John knows that he is the guy that covers everybody's base. He's got everyone's back. He is the go-to guy when you have a great idea. He makes it happen. I think my father-in-law said it best many years ago. We were at their house for Christmas, and the only time I ever saw my father-in-law sign a greeting card in his own handwriting. My mother-in-law used to do it for him, love Mom and Dad, but the only time he actually signed a greeting card, he handed it to John, and this was in his later years. And he said, "Merry Christmas," and shook his hand, and on the envelope in his own handwriting was written, quote, "The captain of the ship," unquote. I think that says everything. He's the man, the only man in the house, because we have 5 daughters. He's the banker, he's the travel agent, he's the weekend cook, he's the fixer. And in a unique position, you might think that's a very powerful position, but really no one listens to him at home. He only has authority here at the office. As a matter of fact, he has a needle point hanging in his little framed hanging in his office, and it says there's no place like the office. But he's been a great husband, father, friend. He's loyal, trustworthy, loves what he does, loves his work. He's the guy that's, on a family ski trip when there's, family, friends, no less than 10 or 15 of us. He's the guy in the back making sure that everyone gets down safely. He's the guy behind the scenes. He's the guy in times of crisis. He's the officer in the trenches with his soldiers, with the binoculars, telling them where to aim. That's John. I would say that he cares. We are his family, but that's who I consider family, but he considers family every employee. He worries about every family. I think his worst days are when he has to put somebody in the unemployment line. He cares about people. He may not seem like he does. He stays locked up in his cave here, and but he's behind the scenes doing everything humanly possible to ensure that that employee goes home with a paycheck that week and are able to, raise their families and pay their bills, and that's the way he is at home also. He just, as I said earlier, covers every base. Sometimes that's really difficult with us, but we are lucky to have such a responsible and devoted man in our lives. Congratulations, John, on this award. Can't think of anybody that deserves it more. Congratulations, John. I can't think of anyone who deserves this award more than you. I'm very proud of you.
That was
Toby Rich, Vice President of Ready Mix, or see, I already screwed up. Toby Rich,
that's okay.
Vice President of Sales and Marketing.
Oh.
All right, my name is Toby Rich. I work for Silvi Concrete, obviously, and I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing. And I started working for the Silvis about 28 years ago. I was trying to make a good impression. First couple of weeks, I was coming in at 7 o'clock in the morning, leaving at 6 o'clock in the evening. And the Friday of the second week, I had something I needed to do, so I decided to blow out around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I got out the driveway. I'm about 5 minutes down the road, and I get a call, and it's Larry Silvi. And he says to me, "Hey, you work at a bank?" And I said, "No. Why?" And he says, "Well, why are you keeping bankers' hours?" And it was at that point that I knew how high the bar was at Silvi Concrete. The thing I really admire the most about the Silvis is that they have such huge set of if they set their mind to something and they take the risk, it's calculated risk. But when they set their mind to it, you better get out of the way, because they're going to accomplish it. And they're going to make sure that it's done right and it's done properly, and very successful at doing that. I admire both of them greatly. They both served as mentors to me. They kind of shaped me and molded me over the years, and I owe them a lot. And my story, I guess. I didn't do as well the first second.
I like that.
I really want to congratulate both of you for this award. You sincerely deserve it. You're pioneers in the industry. You've taken such great steps and brought a whole family of people, including my own, with you along the way. I can't say enough about it. I really can't. I'm really indebted to you guys. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dad. We're so proud of you, and we know that you have worked so hard your whole life taking care of this company and making it what it is today, and you really deserve this award and recognition. Congratulations, Dad.
Congratulations, Dad. We appreciate everything you have done for us. Your hard work has definitely been recognized, and I'm glad that the rest of the world is recognizing it too.
I'm Dina Seckel.
Okay, that way we have it. And
I'm the second of John Silvi's 5 daughters, and I have watched my father work hard at building Silvi Concrete for the last 30 years, and he has devoted all of his life to it and all of his energy to it. He is very passionate about his family's business. He's very passionate about making sure that his company lives up to standards, the high standards that he sets. He is he's very disciplined about how he lives his life and about how he takes care of his family and takes care of his company. And he is one of the most upstanding men I know in my life. I'm Dina Silvi Seckel. I am John Silvi's second oldest daughter, and I am so proud of my father and all that he has achieved. I think of my father as devoted to the family business, and he is dedicated to upholding the standard of excellence at work and at home. And my father is probably one of the most honorable men I have ever met.
Okay.
R-E-N-C-E. Okay. J, period, Silvi, and then the second. The reason I say the second, my son who is involved is the third.
Okay, what was the initial again?
J.
J.
The Silvi Group companies consist of 4 divisions: ready-mix concrete, sand mining, hard rock mining, and cement import terminal. Summers and holidays, we would work in the business, which was literally behind my parents' house. By the time we were 18 and 20, we had some managerial responsibilities. Even though we knew what we were going to do in life, my father forced us to go to college. Because one thing he always said was, you can lose everything in life, but you can never lose your education. In 1982, my father had a heart attack and a quadruple bypass. At that point in time, he did not want the stress of the main office, and he basically said, you guys are going to run the company, give me a crew of 5 or 6 guys, and I'll erect some of the facilities that we had planned on opening. So at the age of 26 and 28 years old, John and I became the de facto managers of what is today the Silvi Group companies. In an effort to have people take us serious, at the age of 26 and 28 we started wearing jackets and ties to work in an effort because we were so young. And still to this day we require a lot of our managerial people to dress with jackets and ties. Even though my father only had a high school education, he was probably the best professor that John and I ever had. He taught us a lot of axioms that still hold true to this day. So he used to have all these sayings, and one day I said to my brother John, we're going to take these and we're going to write them all down and put them on a board, because the older we got, the smarter my father became. So one of his greatest axioms was, if you want to make a good suit, you got to start with a good piece of cloth. And I think that's true in anything in life, that if you start with quality ingredients, you can get a quality product at the end of the day. In the late 80s, after we had done numerous acquisitions, another family member asked my father, said, what's it feel like working with your 2 sons? And he said, you ever remember one of those Western movies where they got the stagecoach and they're riding through Indian Badlands, and the 2 stagecoach drivers get shot with an arrow, and then the horses run wild, and the people in the back of the stagecoach bouncing up and down, and they have absolutely no idea where they're going, but they're going in a very fast way. He says, my father used to say that was him in the back of the stagecoach, and his sons were the 2 horses. It's an art. And if it wasn't for the people that we surrounded ourselves with, we would not be as successful as we are today. And we owe a lot of our success to the talent that we've been able to attract and retain. We have a lot of employees that have been with us 20, 30, 41 years in management capacity, and we owe them a great deal of gratitude. Approximately 25 years ago, my father was in front of the same organization being honored for his work in the ready-mix concrete industry. And at that time, he said to the group, the ready-mix industry is not for the faint of heart. 25 years later, I can attest that this industry is not for the faint of heart. We've been lucky that we're now in our 4th generation, with my son, my brother's daughter joining us, and we look forward to many more years of family participation in the ready-mix concrete and aggregate supply industry. I would like to thank all those who honored my brother and myself here for this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Mary Jo Silvi. Congratulations, John and Larry, on amazing accomplishment. Larry, Bridget, Larry, and myself are so very proud of all that you've done to Silvi Concrete and our family. It is no surprise to us that you have taken Silvi Concrete, a small family business, and made it into a formidable powerhouse in the industry. Which is equally more amazing is the love and respect that you've gotten from not only your family, but many colleagues and friends along the way. You've taught us the meaning, work hard, play hard. That motto we take with us every day. We believe that there's no challenge, no ski slope, no problem too steep for us to handle. You taught us the meaning of work hard, play hard, and that motto we take with us every day. We know that there's no challenge, there's no ski slope, there's no problem that is ever too steep. The fact that our son has chosen to work with you and learn from you, I could not be happier. John and Larry, I know that your father would be so happy, not only for what your accomplishments at Silvi, but more so from the men that you are today. I am so happy and honored that you got this award, and I look forward to many, many more years of your continued success. Congratulations again. I love you both.
My name is Ed Drum. I've been working with Larry and John Silvi since February of 1986. I welcome the opportunity to work for a family-run business and have direct contact with the owners throughout my entire career. Larry and John have offered me many opportunities for professional and personal growth throughout my career. I've been here for many exciting changes and additions to the growth of the company, and I'm proud to be part of that growth. And I wanted to be here to congratulate Larry and John on receiving this award for the Lifetime Achievement. And I'd like to thank them for the many opportunities they've presented me throughout my career and for making me part of the Silvi families. And congratulations, Larry and John. Congratulations, Larry and John. Looking forward for working another 30 years for you.
Jeff Davis.
Perfect.
Well, I guess I'd like to start by congratulating John and Larry for their Lifetime Achievement Award. I started with the company back in 1987 and have learned so much from them over the years. We started off from doing everything decentralized on paper. We went to central dispatch, we computerized, and over the years we've just been able to use technology to advance our company. We put in some automated technology at our quarries where we can load trucks without loader intervention, and they were instrumental in pushing that forward. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate John and Larry on their Lifetime Achievement Award. It's been a great learning experience for me. I've grown with them over the years. I started in 1987, 21 years old, not knowing anything at all. And over the years, they've taught me a lot. They've taught me over the years that there is nothing that's impossible and that we should really remove the word can't from the dictionary, because we don't understand that here. We can't do something here. We can do it, we will do it. Nothing is impossible. They've been at the forefront of pushing technology in the industry here with us. We went from a paper decentralized office to a computerized central dispatch office. We've been able to use technology over the years to help improve our service to our customers, whether it's from our automated batch plants, our GPS system for our ready-mix trucks, automating our quarries to allow trucks to enter 24 hours a day, to loading trucks without loaders by an automated bin loadout system. Throughout the years, John and Larry have been the forefront of pushing to say, how can we take technology and put it in our company and make our company a better company? John and Larry, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity of being part of Silvi Concrete. You took a chance on me back in 1987, and I've learned so much from you over the years, and I want to thank you very much.
In a dictionary of Larry and John, the word impossible, it means something that takes a little longer and a little bit difficult. That's all it is. And I realized that one more time when we took a 66,000 cubic yard mid-county project with a PA turnpike with 4 bridges and slip form paving, and my nearest plant was 45 minutes away, and that's without traffic. And we did that job in about 2.5 years. Right now, currently, we are doing one other very unique temple project in Robbinsville, New Jersey with MAPS. And their mat foundation pour, mass concrete, was 7,200 cubic yard pour. Normal requirement of mass concrete along with a couple of their special requirement make that project pretty unique. This particular mix, they wanted 50% fly ash, and our industry was facing a severe fly ash shortage. Most of the ready-mix suppliers got 4 or 5 loads per week, and we needed 50 loads just for one pour. And the second requirement was in 12 hours they want to complete this 7,200 yards. So John and Larry took the project, and we had many meetings, a lot of guidance, a lot of planning. We started the pour with 3 plants, with 1 backup plant, 4th plant as a backup, over 100 trucks on the road, feeding 5 pumps on the job site. We started at 6 a.m. the pour, and few minutes before 6 p.m. we finished the last load. Both brothers, Larry and John, are so determined. Their focus is so unbelievable. One thing I want to tell Larry and John, that since you have achieved so many goals, worked so hard, achieve many milestones, just take it a little bit easier now and reduce your work week to about 70 hours per week. And probably Mary Jo and Joy would enjoy it, would like it. Anyway, congratulations for this extraordinary milestone achievement. All the best. Larry, John, congratulations for this extraordinary achievement. Now you can relax and reduce your work week to about 70 hours. Enjoy, and probably Joy and Mary Jo will like it. Congratulations again, all the best.
Hey Dad and Uncle John, congratulations on your award. I couldn't think of two people that are more deserving of this. All your hard work and efforts have finally come to fruition. I just want to thank you for letting me be a part of your legacy. Congratulations.
Don Carpani.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Don Carpani, VP of Sales for the Silvi Group Cement and Aggregate Division. I still remember my first day at Silvi Concrete almost 30 years ago. I was riding with Larry during a sales call, and we pulled up to a construction site, a brand new housing site. Roads weren't even cut in, and I asked Larry, I said, Larry, how are we going to get back to that crew back there digging that foundation? He said, well, we'll get there. We're going to drive. So we navigated back there, and I said, Larry, you did a great job at that. How'd you do that? He says, well, if you do it for a little while, you'll learn how to avoid the ruts. So, it's been 30 years working for these guys, and I guess over the years, I've learned how to avoid the ruts, and every day is exciting and new and challenging. So congratulations with your Lifetime Achievement Award, John and Larry, and well done. Larry and John, congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. It's been a pleasure working for you all these years, and job well done.
Is just state your name.
I'm Mike Matalovich. I'm the CFO.
Excellent.
The reason the Silvies are up for this reward is because they're entrepreneurs, and there's a difference in entrepreneurs. Anybody can take a risk. Anybody can go into a casino, throw money on a table, take a risk. People go in and out of business every day of the week. But what separates John and Larry from everybody else is they take calculated risk. They value everybody that works for them. They value all the opinions, and we measure every acquisition. Every possibility for success and failure is measured every time they do an acquisition. So this company in my 23 years has grown 6 times what it originally started out at. And it's because of their drive, but also because in addition to valuing and going out and finding acquisitions that have potential, they see the same thing in people. And they treat people better than they treat assets. 23 years, I never met a more deserving group of people than Silvi brothers. The Silvi brothers deserve this award, and they worked hard for it, and hopefully this isn't the end, just middle of the road, so to speak.
Whenever you're ready, Tim.
I'm Tim Kurz, Senior Vice President, Silvi Group Companies. I've had the great fortune of being with the Silvi Group for 40-some years at this point. I met John and Larry actually out street racing years ago, and it was then I realized how competitive they were, and they were driven, and their ambition to always want to win. We attended college together, and during the college years, we spent many an hour talking about our ready-mix business and how to improve the ready-mix business. And it was at that point in time that we realized that to be successful in the ready-mix business, you had to become vertically integrated. To that end, we currently have the most efficient and highly productive sand mining, rock quarrying operations, and a state-of-the-art deepwater port cement facility. In the years that followed our days at Syracuse and the discussions we had on the ready-mix business, I've seen many of the ideas we discussed come to fruition. John and Larry have had a hand in every bit of the improvements we've made here, and have been able to keep their eye on the big picture, which is producing concrete. John and Larry's dedication to producing their materials, whether they be produced in-house or imported to meet the highest standards in the industry, are one of the reasons why they're receiving this award. Their dedication and drive have made Silvi Group a leader in the industry. I congratulate them, both John and Larry. This is a well-deserved award you're receiving. John and Larry's dedication and drive have made our company a leader in the industry. I'm proud to say I'm a part of the Silvi Group, and even prouder to say congratulations to my two closest friends. John and Larry, this is a well-deserved award.
Wow, 55 years. My earliest memories, and I tell everybody this, I was born and raised in a sand pit. And when other kids were playing with Tonka toys, we were playing with the real thing. We were actually taught to operate heavy equipment at a very, very young age. If OSHA ever knew what we did back then, they'd have a field day. But my father made sure that we, my brothers and I, learned to operate heavy equipment at the age of 10, 11 years old. Some of us were actually younger. Drove pickup trucks, heavy dump trucks, front end loaders, forklifts. Like I said, at the age of 10, 11 years old. And obviously didn't do this on the road, but we did it within the confines of the sand pit that we were born and raised in. And my father treated us as adults from a very young age, because I guess his generation, as they call it, the greatest generation, and they were, came back from World War II, and they had gone through everything. And so for us at a young age to go through just a little bit didn't seem like a lot to them, because it was commonplace during World War II, the sacrifices they made. I have to say this, that our company has grown into I call it, we're not the biggest at what we do, but we are the best at what we do. And I've got a lot of people to thank for that. Number one, I have to thank my wife, because she's allowed me to do all this. And then I have to thank the crew of people that we have surrounded ourselves with. And I think my biggest professional accomplishment is the team of players that we've built, the team of people that we have that work with us on a day-to-day basis and makes the impossible look easy. We have a tremendous number of highly qualified professionals that make us look good, and make what we do, which is difficult, they make it look very easy. I tell everybody that my father did something that my brother and I could never have done. He created a business out of nothing. But my brother and I did something that my father could never have done. We took a small family-owned business and turned it into a regional construction material supply company. And we've surrounded ourselves with professionals in doing that. And there was a lot of struggles, obviously, with my father back and forth on our ideas and what we wanted to do with the business. And we had many long discussions, many arguments over how we wanted to grow the business. And of course, he was born and raised in the Depression and so fearful of losing everything. And we never knew that. All we knew was hard work, and we always thought that if we worked harder and made sure that we made, good plans and executed them well, that we would be successful. And of course, we've had success, but we had a couple of failures along the way. But those failures were turned into learning experiences where we made sure we didn't make that mistake a second time and continued to grow. My father was in high school. Grandfather had this little grocery store, little general store, grocery store, in a place called Tullytown, Pennsylvania. My father was trained as a butcher. The Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, December, 7th, 1941, and my father joins the U.S. Navy. He goes to the Navy and spends, I guess it was till the end of the war, 1944, in the Navy, and he was actually in the Philippines when MacArthur returned to retake the Philippines. Returns back from the service, and my grandfather tells him, while you were away, this is what happened. You know, the neighbor that we used to sell groceries to on credit became ill, unable to pay his bill, and came to me one day and said, I'd like to give you my block making machinery in exchange for the debt that I owe you and your promise that you'll keep selling me food. So my grandfather made the deal with him, and my father comes back from the war, and my grandfather says, Larry, while you're away, this is what happened. And he says, you're gonna learn to make block. And my father said, I'm a butcher. He said, well, now you're a block maker. And that's how we got in the construction materials business. There was a lot of struggles trying to convince my father to grow the business the way that we wanted to grow it. And as a matter of fact, when we purchased the ready mix plant that's directly behind our main offices, there was quite a discussion. No, I'll call it an argument over the deployment of capital. And my father made the statement he didn't want to go bankrupt. And I walked into him one day and I said, Dad, Larry and I are going to buy this new concrete plant. We're going to remortgage our houses. We're going to take the money. We're going to go buy that concrete plant. You can either be our partner or not be our partner. And at that point in time, he decided that we're going to do it with or without him, so he wanted to be part of it. And he flew with me to Indianapolis, where we ended up making a deal to purchase the plant that's at our main production facility in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. And that was 1980. 81, I think, somewhere in that area. Another great accomplishment that I'm very, very proud of is when we did our first acquisition of a competitor. That was 1983 when we bought the Richcrete companies, and Dick Hoke was the owner-operator of those companies for years and years and years, going back to the, I guess, 50s. And he and my father were fierce competitors, and it was interesting that they were fierce competitors, really didn't know each other that very well. And when we bought the company, of course, Mr. Hoke was very wary of us buying the company, but after about a year or two, he looked at Larry and I as his boys. As a matter of fact, he used to refer to us as his boys when he went home at night and spoke to his wife. You know, the boys are doing this, the boys are doing that. And that was our first acquisition, one of the things that I'm so very proud of. One of the another great accomplishments that we did after that was 1986, 87. And that's when we purchased what we call our Riverside Construction Materials Division, the site, I should say. We bought it from the James River Paper Company. It's 68 acres on the Delaware River. And we bought it specifically so that we could import cement, because at that point in time there was a shortage. There was a shortage of cement being produced in the Northeast, and we were basically put on allocation from our supplier. And without cement you can't make concrete, so we were limited to our growth. And we realized that there were other people in the United States that were actually importing cement from different places in Europe. Spain and Greece were the two main exporting countries at that point in time. So I took it as my personal goal to find a way to import cement, and we found a site on the Delaware River. We purchased it from James River, and then we started to construct a silo, which we thought was enormous. It was 32,500 ton capacity silo. And then I started traveling around the world looking for a supplier. And those travels took me to Mexico and to Spain and to Greece and a couple of other countries. And we finally settled on Greece as being our supplier, a company in Greece called Heracles Cement. And it was September 1st, 1987, that we received our first shipment of cement. One of the things I was very, very proud of. And it's because of the import business that I have had the opportunity to travel to all the continents, with the exception of Antarctica, of course. They don't produce any cement down there. And our company has actually become known, even though we're a little regional company, we've become known worldwide because of our involvement in international cement. And we know people in China, in Thailand, in Korea, and Spain, and Italy, Switzerland, France, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Egypt, and a whole bunch of other countries, Pakistan, that we've talked to with regards to the importation of cement. And it's been an incredible exposure, worldwide exposure. And people say, don't you hate traveling? And I say, no, I love it. I love it. I love going to these new countries. I love meeting the people. I love the culture. And it's very exciting for me. And it's very, very exciting for me to be able to culminate a deal through the purchase of cement and the purchase of freight with people that are from a different continent, a different nation. They speak a different language, but we're able to communicate and to have a successful business venture together. That's one of my other very, it was a big developing point in our growth as a business, as a family business. That's something I'm very proud of. So we've got a lot of people that have given a big part of their lives to helping our success. And the one thing we did was recognize the talent and deployed it in certain ways. And we tried to create an environment where everybody is part of the success. But I tell everybody that comes to this office for a job, when we interview them, I said, we look at our company like it's an NFL football team. And we've got one goal. NFL football team has one goal and one goal only, and that's to win the Super Bowl every year. And I said, that's what we want to do. We want to win the Super Bowl every year. And the only way you do that is you got to be dedicated, and you got to be willing to make some sacrifices and stay very focused. And that's basically the philosophy that we've had here for the last 30 years, since Larry and I had took over the management of the company in 1981. And that's our philosophy going forward. We want to win the Super Bowl. We're very competitive. And we see a lot of growth potential, and we hope that we stay healthy enough to continue on the growth pattern that we've been on, and that the people that we have continue to grow with us. When I was told that we were going to get an award for what I consider just doing my job, I was shocked, surprised, and I guess happy all at one time. And I want to thank the people that worked so tirelessly to put tonight together, the people that chose us for this award. I truly appreciate it. And as I said, I was shocked and humbled with it. Thank you so much to the association and everybody that was involved. I'm an Italian American, and I'm so happy that my grandparents left Italy and came to the United States. Because it's only in this country where we have the opportunity to have the type of success that my brother and I have. This opportunity that we've taken advantage of doesn't exist in other places in the world. It's only here. And it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of determination, and it takes a lot of risk. But if you work hard and you stay focused, this is the place where you can succeed.